Welcome into Celtics post-game live. Eddie House, Amina Smith here with you. And the Celtics with a convincing win over the Raptors, 117-94. And the Celtics now improve to 7-2 when you talk about their record. And Eddie, the Celtics, they were off to a slow start in this game. However, picked things up in the second half. What stood out to you?
They're just a better team. That's what stood out. You know, we got from top to bottom, I thought that we just have a better team, better depth. Our star players are better than their star players, and that's not, you know, an indictment against any other team. It's just the fact of the matter. I thought that they shared the basketball. You know, they played defense, they rebounded the ball, and they really didn't have any moments in this game to where you look like, man, what are you doing? It wasn't any of those type of moments. I think they made clear, concise decisions. Whatever it was in the pick and roll, whether it was to make a quick play, just like we seen that pass right there from Jason Tatum, making the right read, and then Al making the next read, and then Jalen making the next read. And I thought that's what was happening all night.
And Kristaps Porzingis also lit a spark in this matchup. He's with Abby Chin after this win.
Kristaps, on the second night of a back-to-back, you guys were out there flying around on defense, throwing down dunks. You finished with 60 points in the paint. What were you guys able to take advantage of on the inside?
I think they started the game pretty physical, and in my head I was thinking how long they're going to be able to keep this up. You know, they're real physical with us, knowing that it's a second night of a back-to-back for us. But of course, you know, our talent level and our way of playing, especially like when we were sharing the ball, in those moments we just picked them apart and we got whatever we wanted inside and out, and just were able to create that separation.
Yeah, what have you guys gotten back to these last two games?
Sorry, say that again?
What have you gotten back to these last two games?
I think what we're trying to do is share the ball a little bit more. You know, we're obviously all talented and we have a lot of scores on this team, but we play our best basketball whenever we're sharing the ball and everybody's feeling good, and that way we give more energy on the defensive end, and that's it. You know, obviously, yeah, there's going to be ups and downs throughout the season, but I feel like these last couple games we've made some steps forward.
Certainly fun to watch. For you, 21 points, but there was a sequence there where you had back-to-back dunks, and then the next possession you pulled up for an above-the-break three. Which one is more fun?
Good question. Good question. You know what I enjoy the most? Giving like a good assist to my teammate. You know, like a nice pass. You know, there were a couple of ones that I risked too much maybe today in this game, but that's I think what I enjoy the most. And yeah, and I think, as I said, we play the best whenever we have those kind of moments.
You can do that when you're up 30, Kristaps. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Scal joining us live from inside of TD Garden. And Scal, you took a look at this matchup, watched the entire game. The Celtics on the second night of a back-to-back. What did you learn about this Boston team?
Well, I learned that Abby needs a boom mic when
we literally were saying we need to get Abby a step stool, because all you can see is her hand up there trying to get to Kristaps Porzingis. We were literally just saying that, Scal.
So one, the biggest takeaway is boom mic or a step stool for Abby. Two, like Eddie said, we're just a better team. Three, it looks good so far in the sense that it doesn't like this team's going to have any letdowns, right? And that's a big problem. When you're good, you know, are you still out there fighting every minute to get better? If you're a Celtic fan and you see Tatum and Brown out there, and I don't think they're out there padding their stats, even though in essence they were padding their stats. I think they were out there establishing who they are. We're still going to play hard every time we're out here. We're going to work every possession, and I like the way that whole thing transpired in this game.
The Celtics, they went on two major runs in this game, 21-2 at the end of the first quarter going into the second quarter. And then in the third quarter, they went on a 21-7 run to really run away with this matchup. Eddie, how did things change coming out of the half for the Celtics?
I think this is important. Third quarter teams, think about the teams that win championships over the last few years, have been, or over the years, period. They have been really good third quarter teams. You got to come out at halftime. You got to continue, whether if you left off on a good note or you need to start off the second half on a good note, whatever it is, those really, really great teams that end up hoisting the trophy at the end of the season, they really have good third quarters. They usually don't lose those quarters. They attention to detail is superb on both sides of the ball. Everything is precise. They play together. And so third quarters are extremely important.
Scal, what did the Celtics zero in on in that third quarter?
I thought they had great offensive balance. If you look at Porzingis in pick and roll, sometimes he rolls, gets behind the defense. Sometimes he's popping. Sometimes they're going dribble handoff out of that corner. Sometimes they're going back door. So if I was the coach on the other team, I don't even know what I would single out. Sometimes Drew Holiday is going to the post. Sometimes he's running pick and roll. Sometimes Tatum's coming off, hitting the three. Sometimes he's getting downhill. So when you see that offensive balance, it's really intimidating for other teams. They have no idea where they're going to, dig their heels in and try to get stopped. They don't even know what to go back and address in a huddle. Like if you come down and give 3 threes in a row, obviously the coach could say, come on, guys, we got to get and run them off that line. There's nothing you could do when they're playing like that. There's nothing you could take away because they're just that versatile offensively.
And Celtics with a lot of offensive firepower as well. All right, thanks so much, Scal. Listen now to Abby Chin, who's with Joe Mazzulla after this win.
Joe, on the second night of a back-to-back, your guys came out and took control of this game in the third quarter. What did they show you?
Just that, one, every game's not going to be easy. And, we're going to face different challenges. Every game presents a challenge and an opportunity of its own. And the first half, Toronto did a great job of pushing the pace in transition and getting downhill on their drives, and we did a good job of, staying poised, playing tough, second night of a back-to-back. And then we made some adjustments in our tendencies and how we were guarding them, and I thought our guys did a great job of that.
You finished with a season-high 60 points in the paint. Were some of those curveballs you've been talking about?
Whether it's crashing, whether it's being able to, I thought in the second half we did a good job of getting them more spaced and then driving and, making the right play at the rim. And so we were able to get some of their bigs away from the rim, and we drove downhill.
And I know the target is defensively to hold the opposition to 25 points or less each quarter. Only gave up 26 in that first. The rest, you held that. What did you see from your defense?
Yeah, when we do a good job, our transition defense starts with our shot selection and our turnovers and our ability to play good offense. And so when we can keep teams out of transition and keep them in the half court and hold them to one shot and defend without fouling, we can be a good defensive team.
And I know it's a very small sample size, but what have you seen from this team these last 2 games?
Like I said, it's just there's different ways to win, and we're going to be presented with different challenges each and every night. And we're going to get the best of every opponent, and we just have to continue to chip away, invent ourselves, know what we're good at, know where we can get better, and just make sure we're open-minded to the challenge and opportunity every game presents.
Thank you.
Thanks.